Hey everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Richmond Scrapbooking, and I am going to do a layout today. Kind of show you how I put together this layout, and this is from the Worldwide Virtual Crop from October 2021. I just like to print off kind of the example and then also the layout ideas, and I just keep them in a binder, so I always have ideas. But one of the things that I'm going to show you today is a way that you can put a few more pictures on your layout by using Peekaboo Pockets. So Creative Memories has a couple different sizes of Peekaboo Pockets. The ones that I'm using today are the 4x6 and the 6x4 pockets. We also have 5x7 pockets and then a large 6x12 pocket, and they're just super nice because they allow, like I said, it allows you to put more pictures on a page with a really fun kind of feature. Okay, so we're going to use those today. I'm going to show you exactly how to put them on your page, and there's two different options that you can do, and so I'll show you how to do that. But this is the layout that I'm going to use. This is kind of the example. So I'm just going to kind of set this off to the side here in a moment, but it's a pretty simple layout with just some background. You've got a little strip of paper here, maybe like a border right along here that you could either use a border sticker or a border maker cartridge or a punch, either one. It's got some embellishments, and then it's got a lot of vertical photos that I'm going to switch up just a little bit because I have a horizontal, so I'm going to put those horizontal pictures right here. So just a pretty basic layout, nothing too crazy, but I'll throw in those the Peekaboo Pockets just to add a little bit more interest to the page. So I am using a Croptoberfest packet from, I don't know, a couple years ago. I'm not even sure what year this came out, but as you can see, these are just pictures of, they could be kind of boring actually. We were buying a house and we were going through and looking at all these different ideas and all the model homes to kind of get an idea of what we wanted in our new home. And so I took all these pictures. Here's a picture of the lot. This is our lot on the house that we are living in now. With it sold, so we were super excited about that. This is actually a picture that we found of our house in Florida that had just sold just a month prior, and it showed up in an advertisement, and we thought that was really cool, so I want to put that in there as well. So there's a lot of pictures, and you'll see, and I wanted to put these pictures in here mostly because some of the features that I really like and I took pictures of in other homes actually ended up in my home. And so some of these features are exactly what my house looks like. So that's why I wanted to kind of put it in my album. I'm showing kind of the process of our house being built and all the different stages and how fun it turned out after that. So definitely, I would definitely want this in my album. So those are kind of my pictures. So I'm going to kind of set those off to the side for a second, and we're going to start with the base layer. So I'm going to set those over here. These are some of the stickers that match with the paper. And like I said, the colors work really well with this paper pack, and so that's why I decided to use it. I'm going to use these two pieces of designer paper kind of as my base, just because they're subtle. They're not too busy. They're subtle, and so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm kind of lining these up on my 13 by 13 mat. That way, when I put things on there, I can kind of do it straight, okay? So these two pieces are what I'm gonna cut next, and I really like this striped paper, so I'm gonna do the striped paper kind of here as this piece right here, just to add a little bit more fun to the page. So I need to cut two pieces of this paper at 3 1/4 by 10 3/4. So I'm going to cut the 3 3/4 first, and I want to make sure that my stripes are going the right way. So I'm going to put it in this way, and I need 3 1/4, and I need 2 of those strips. So I'm going to just line my paper up here, and then do that again at 3 1/4. And then this is extra, so I'm just going to set that aside. And then these two pieces need to be cut at 10 3/4. And I'm going to put these two pieces of paper together. Make sure they're nice and straight and just cut them at the same time. I'm going to line that up at the 10 3/4 and then trim it. And that just ensures that they're exactly the same and just makes it super easy, okay? So that's going to go there. Now this piece right here, I really like this yellow paper and it really looks nice with the others. So I'm going to cut that piece. And I don't think the direction really matters, but to follow the stripes in this paper. So I think I'm going to cut it this way. So we're doing 3 5/8, which is just a little bit over 3 1/2. Three and 5/8 by 10. So there's that piece right there. And then there's a journaling box. And the back side of this yellow paper is just a really subtle little lines. And so I'm going to use that, I think, as this piece right here for some of my journaling. And that is 3 3/8. By 9 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside and let's kind of try if we can put this together to see how we're going to like it. Now this goes all the way to the ground. And then that piece is going to go right kind of over top of it. Okay. And then that's going to go right there. And then for pictures, now the only ones that's matted is kind of this piece right here. The photos that go on here kind of are matted. Use that paper kind of as a mat. So that's going to go there. I have a stack of pictures that I'm going to keep in the 4x6 because we're going to use that is going to go right there. So this piece I'm going to actually cut down. This one, it says a 3x4 photo. So that should work really well right there. And then we've got some photos that are going to go right here. Then on this side, we've got some photos as well. So I'm going to do a stack right there. And then we're going to do a stack right there. And I'm not going to put anything right here because I want to make sure that these pictures, like I said, I have a stack, are going to kind of go right here. I don't quite have another one to go right here, so I'm just going to kind of do basic like that, okay? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to start putting things down so that I know they're in the right place. And then I still got to decide what I want to do right here for this. I think what I'm going to do is there is a really fun cartridge, border maker cartridge, and they're little houses. So I thought that would be perfect right there. I've just got to decide the color. So let's see. Let me get this. So this is our border maker cartridges. It's super nice because you buy the system. It comes with the guide and then also the guide punch. And this just slides right in here and clicks in, and then it allows you to use this punch. And so these border maker cartridges, to release it, you just press the button and kind of shake it out. So you Creative Memories makes lots of these border maker cartridges that will just fit into this system and it works super, super nice, okay? So I want something that kind of stands out a little bit more. So I'm going to do, and I should have thought about this ahead of time, but I didn't. Let's see what color would work well. I could either use Canary, and Canary might be too soft. Yeah, I think Canary's too soft. Let me look about, let's see if I have any. Let's try. I have this scrap of the orange shimmer, and I think the orange shimmer would look really nice. If it's too much color though, we could also just do like this gray color too. So let's play around. Let's see. We have, this is charcoal, and charcoal would probably be perfect. But I think what I'm going to do is I think this is definitely out, the Canary. I've got a scrap of this. Let's use that with the charcoal. All right, so let's play around and see what we like better, okay? So this is the guide for our border maker system. And we're just gonna slide your paper in, and you press this down, and there's a little magnet in there that kind of holds it in place. And then this folds back so it's out of the way. And there's little grooves here. So it's super nice because you just line these little grooves up in here. So you slide your punch in, and this, you can see there's a little ridge on the front part of your housing system, and it matches up with the little groove right here on your guide. And so you just line it up, and then go to the next section and punch. And sometimes it gets a little caught up like it did that first time. And so you can just pull it straight out, and then that kind of helps get it off. Okay, so there we've got our little houses. And I'm gonna also punch it in orange just to kind of get an idea of what the orange would look like. And this is also just a little piece of scrap, so as you can see, I've got it already cut on the other side. But this is the orange shimmer. Take our scraps out. And then all we're gonna do is, because I want it as a border, see it stays on the paper, because it just cuts off the edge. So I'm just gonna kind of line this up and trim it, because I want it more as a border. And I'm gonna do the same on the orange, and then I'm gonna put it on the page and see which one I like better. All right. I'm not going to worry about this side so much right now, just because a lot of that border is going to be covered up. But I just kind of want to know what it looks like here. They have the border going all the way across. So we kind of have to decide whether or not we like the orange or the gray. I think I like this gray better than the orange. There's also the option that I could do both colors and kind of offset it. just to add a little bit more. Nope, I think I just like just this darker charcoal color. So I'm going to cut one more for the other side. Trimmer out. I'm going to just line this up. Oh, didn't quite get it all the way to the end. Just trim that. Okay. All right. I think that'll do it. Let's get our scraps out of the way. All right. Let's start assembling. I'm going to put this about a ½ inch from the top. So for this one, for this border, I'm going to use, this is our repositionable adhesive. And I really like this for, because it's, I don't know if you can see, but it has a little dot adhesive and it makes it a little bit easier when you've got, you know, something intricate. It's not going to show through these little holes. Okay, so this one, I'm going to put, we do have an extra photo. So this one right here, we're going to put in a, in one of our Peekaboo Pockets. So with the Peekaboo Pockets, you have two different kinds, or two different sizes, I guess. Well, they're actually the same size, but the difference is see this one, the little adhesive flap is on the side, or you've got these that the little adhesive flap is on the long side versus the short side. Okay, so that kind of determines which way you want your flaps to open. So these ones, because they're vertical, I want them to open like this. Okay, so I'm going to take these two photos, and I like to use two photos because when you use your flap, you'll be able to see the back side of it. So you might as well put two photos in there. And so when this goes on our page, you'll be able to open it and see both of these photos. Okay, so this flap right here, because it's opening this way, and I use a page protector. I use the regular pages and a page protector that comes over to this, that slides on. And since I'm opening it here, I can easily cut a slit in the page protector and slide this through this little slit. Okay, so I'm going to put this down right here. And what I like to do whenever I use these is I like to have a mat on my photo because I just like the way it stands out a little bit better. So that it gives an idea that there's something behind it. So I'm going to actually cut some mats, and I think I'm going to use that steel colored, And so I'm going to mat both of these photos in this steel colored. And so I'm going to do, let's see, let's do, so that it shows around, I'm going to do 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Now, sadly, I'm not going to be able to get as many mats out of this piece of paper as I was hoping because of it, but that's all right. So this is one of those times that I will actually do 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mat. So then this also gives a little bit more support for this little peekaboo pocket. I'm just going to straighten out these pictures because they're not quite straight. One thing I like to do is just put a little tiny bit of adhesive to stick these two pictures together so that they don't slide around and move like it did just a few minutes ago. And it looks like these pictures may not be exactly the same size. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to slide it right in there in that pocket. Okay, and then when we put it behind, it's going to show that. Okay, so let's put this picture on here. This is the matted photo. Goes one right here. And then this one is going to go over top like that. Now, there is an adhesive strip. Now, the trick is to finding which side the adhesive strip is on, which is this back side. So what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that this little strip here stays really nice and tight to the right spot. So I'm going to pull that over and put a little adhesive. And then, if you can get it, you're going to pull off the film. And there's a sticky strip right there. So I'm just going to add a little bit more adhesive here. And then we're going to place it right like so. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with this one right here. Make sure those are the same direction. We're going to put that in the little pocket, peekaboo pocket. Got to cut a mat for that. And while I'm at it, I'm going to also cut a mat for this group of photos over here. So I'm going to cut it at 6 1/4, going across. And I'll be able to get 2 more mats out of this at 4 1/4. Okay, so let's do this one. And then it's going to go like this. Make sure I'm putting it on the the correct side. Put a little bit of adhesive. Make sure that's lined up. Fold it over. Press it down nicely. Then we're going to peel back this adhesive strip. Add a little bit more. So we've got those two down. All right, now let's work on this side of the page. We're gonna do the same thing with these photos right here. Turn those ones back to back. Now you can stack these. Like I could have taken and put these both in the same spot if I wanted to. But I decided not to. I decided, you know, these are definitely all bathroom pictures, so those will stay there, and these are more kitchen, so I didn't really want to combine those too much. This page is going to be super interactive. I'm going to set that aside for a minute though, so that I can put this part together. Oh, my paper moved a little bit. Inch. We're going to use our repositionable adhesive. Okay, let's put this down. Let me get my sheet out here. So this is going to go all the way to the ground, or to the bottom of the page, sorry. And then this one, kind of overlaps it a little bit. Whoops. Okay, so this photo right here, we need to trim down to 3 inches by 4 inches. So I'm just going to get my trimmer out. I want to try and still keep that centered. So I'm going to trim a little bit off of here. A little off of there, and then 4 inches. Whoops. I didn't get that all the way. Okay. So that's going to go there. Yes. All right. So let's put that down. And we'll do this one next. Make sure it's lined up nicely. Press that over. We're going to pull that adhesive off, a little adhesive strip. Sometimes it's really hard to get, and so what I'll do is I'll just get my multi-purpose tool, and you can kind of use that little thin edge to get underneath it and lift it. So a little trick. Multi-purpose tool is just exactly what it says. You're going to use it for lots of different ways. Okay. All right, so we got that one down. Now we've got our last bunch of pictures. And I've got quite a few here. I don't know if I'm actually not gonna use that picture. So this one's a little different because this one, as you can see, it's a horizontal photo. So I could do it so it flips up like that. So I could do that way. And that's probably what I should do. Or just to show you guys a different method, I'm actually going to use one of these so that it can flip up. So by doing that, when I put the next photo in, that photo has got to be the right direction, which would be like this, okay? Makes sense? But because this flap is right here, this flap I'm actually going to put on the outside of my page protector instead of putting it on my page. Because if I cut a slit right here and the page protector slides on like this, it's very difficult to try and put this through a slit. It's possible, but it's really hard. So we're going to put this one on top. That way you can see the two different ways that you can put these on. So I'm not going to put the adhesive on yet, but I am going to put these two pictures together and put them in the flap. Oops, I didn't press hard enough. Okay. So then we've got this one. I've got to decide if I want it up here or down here. I kind of like it up here a little bit better. But then it doesn't give me enough room, as much room to journal. So, and you know what? I think to look consistent, I think I need to mat these two photos. So I'm going to actually do that. And I have a scrap here. Remember, this is a 3x4. So, oh good. See, this is, I can trim this to little scrap here to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then this one, I'm gonna trim it to 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, so let's okay, so because I put this mat on it, see it's covering up both of these, and I don't care for that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift this up and I'm gonna just move it over just a little bit. Might change that up a little bit too. Let's see. Oh, it needs to go over a little bit more. Okay, that's better. I like that better. Now this might be a problem. That stuff usually sticks pretty well, but we're gonna just use this multi-purpose tool and run it back and forth and see if we can't lift it up. There we go. And center it a little bit better. Okay, now let's let's lift this up. Yeah, this little multi-purpose tool is fantastic for things like that. And if you just do it slowly and carefully, you can usually get it up without it making a big mess. And I'm going to move this down actually. Yes, much better. Okay. So now this is going to go here in just a minute when I put my page protector on. So now it's time for some embellishments. So let me get my stickers out. One of the things I really liked about this sticker pack. Sorry, I dropped something on the floor. I had to go find it. So I want my title to go here. So much happy, happy, happy. We'd been living in an apartment. And so we were super excited to be buying a home, getting out of the apartment, but this is in the building process. So that's why that so happy, happy, happy works so great. But one of the reasons why I like the sticker pack is these little things right here, which would work really great to put right here on the edges of the flap, kind of as to create a little bit more interest, okay? But before I do that, I want to put on some of my other embellishments. An embellishment right here would be really nice, kind of to show the picture. And I like how you kind of do it in threes. And if you kind of do it in threes, it really helps to balance things out. So let's see. These flowers are really pretty. So I'm going to do just a grouping of these flowers. I think would look really good right there. But I'm going to pop them up a little bit. So I'm going to use some of our little foam squares. So I'm just going to put a couple of those. The nice thing about the foam squares is if you use it on the back of a sticker, you can easily just kind of set it down and gives you an idea. And I kind of like this, so fun. So if we did kind of like that, what if we did it up there? Oh yeah, I like that. Turn that around so it kind of fits right in there. Yep, that's it. So you just remove the little backing on the foam squares. I don't know, which way did I have it? Well, right like that. So we're going to do So Fun right there. And then this, if we have our so much happy, happy, happy. Let's see. This one would look really cute right here. I'm going to also put some pop-up squares on that, just to add a little bit of dimension to it. Okay, let's put this down. To do this, I'm going to use my repositionable tape again. And the nice thing is all the excess just kind of goes to whatever on the back of whatever you're doing. That's why I flipped over that sticker sheet. So it works super nice. All right, And then, so I've got 2 areas. I need something like right in here somewhere. Let's just do one of these little cute flowers and one of the little leaves with it. Just a little tiny bit. Now remember these flaps, I really want to use these little tabs for the flaps, just to show that there's something a little bit more to it. It makes it nice to have these little things. Stickers work really great, especially these kind of stickers, because they're exactly the same shape. So you can kind of put them together to create the front and back of it. So I think what I'm going to do is, these are the same 2 colors, and so I'm just going to add one to this side like this, so it's just barely on the edge, and then this one I'm going to, so that the sticker doesn't stick to what it's not supposed to, I'm just going to do the back side and stick the 2 pieces together, and then it gives you this cute little flap, and it's just going to add a little more interest to your page. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with these areas as well. So I'm just going to do the 2 gray ones for this flap, and this one I haven't put down yet, so, and that's okay, because I will, but I'll be able to show you a little bit better. See how you're just going to line them up and stick them together to themselves. So it makes cute little little tabs for your flaps. So yeah, these worked perfect for this. And look, I've got just the right amount of the same shape. And I like the more decorative ones. So I'm doing the decorative one on the outside and the plain ones on the inside. Okay. All right. So there's our page. The only thing left to do is the journaling, which I'll come back and journal in a little bit, but I want to show you exactly how to put this, how to put your page protectors on with these little flaps and everything. Okay, so the first thing I got to do, of course, is put it on my page. So let me pull my pages out real quick. So that's the back side. This is the front side. So first I've got to stick it on my page, and I usually just do about 9 little pieces of adhesive, definitely in the corners and then the center. And I'm just going to do this page first, and that way, because it has both methods on there, so I'm just going to set this one aside for a minute. Okay. So now it's on my page, and I need to put my page protector on it. So let me grab a page protector. And my supplies that I need. All right. So the first thing I do is I'm going to pull out my page protector. And the page protector, this part is all put is closed off, and then you've got 2 sides like this. So this part opens like this. So this page is going to slide on like this. If it's in my album, the staples are right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of set it on top to where the page protector would normally sit. And this is where I'm going to cut this little slit. So what I do is I put my page protector on top, and I use my multi-purpose tool, this tip right here, and I just run it right along the edge of where this little slit is going to be. And I extend it a little bit farther past the opening to give myself a little bit of leeway. And what it does, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see that indent in my page protector, okay? So I'm gonna set this aside, and I have this little mat, and you could probably, you know, use any of these little mats that would work. And I'm going to slide it in here to just the one side of the page protector that I need, okay? And I usually try and line it up, and I can see the crease even if you can't. And I'm going to take and I'm going to punch a little tiny hole in the top and the bottom of where that little slit is going to be. And what the hole does is it kind of helps prevent, it makes a circle, so it kind of prevents your page protector from ripping more than what it needs to. Okay, so now I've got to find my other end. Got to kind of take a peek at it. Oh, there you see it. So I'm going to slide this up to where my other end is, and I'm going to punch a hole. And then once your hole is punched, I just take a little X-Acto knife, and I use the lines on this mat right here, and just kind of line it up as best as I can. And then I cut the page protector. Sometimes I got to move my mat down, make sure I'm in the right spot, and I cut from hole to hole. So now I have a little slit in my page protector, just like that, okay? And then I can slide this on. Now, if this was still in the book, if my page was already in the binding, then I would just flip this open and I would slide it in like this. Now I have the little flap open so that it will slide into the hole, okay? And I could have done it from the other side, but I want you guys to see how it's actually done if your pages were already in your book, because sometimes that happens. Usually that's when I put my page protector on, is after I'm completely done with the album and it's already in the book. I'm just getting hung up on the back. So here we're just going to slide it in. Make sure it goes over top of all the embellishments. And when it gets to this little spot where your slit is, I'm just going to kind of guide it through this little slot, okay? I just want to make sure, and I just go really slow to make sure that I'm not pulling or tugging too much, and I'm going to guide it through. Okay, keep pulling on it. It just takes a little bit of time, patience. Okay, and then you know it's in the right spot because it just closes over top of it. So now the page protector is on here. The page protector's on here, and this little flap is coming out right here in that slit where I made it, okay? So it's all nice. See? Got your page protector. These photos are protected because they're in the Peekaboo Pockets. You can see the picture underneath, and it's in your page protector. Now remember, this one right here, we still need to put on because it would have been very difficult to try and slide this one in and slide this one through at the same time. So the second choice is, instead of cutting a slit through your page protector, 'cause some people aren't comfortable doing that, you can put your Peekaboo Pocket right here on top of your page protector. So here I've already got it in the page protector. Here's my little flap. All I'm going to do is just peel up this little adhesive strip. And of course it sticks to me, so I've got to throw it. And we're going to pull that. The little adhesive is on this side right here. So we're going to just line this up to where we want it and press it down onto our page protector. Okay. And then you've got your flaps all done, and you can have that super interactive page. Okay. And there you go. So that's a great way that you can use the Peekaboo Pockets through Creative Memories. And here is the completed page. Like I said, I still got some journaling to do, but you've got your Peekaboo Pockets. So a super fun, interactive page, but still, and there's lots of pictures. So it looks like it's just a 5-page layout or 5 pictures on the layout, but really you've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pictures on a layout. It's not too busy. You can still have a little bit of fun with your embellishments, but still get all the pictures on there that you want. So hopefully this was a good video. You learned something, and hope you guys have fun and happy scrapping. Talk to you guys later. Bye.